Okay, today we're going to go through the properties of logarithms. And so here is a list of the properties. You can write this down if you want. Some of them are really self-explanatory. So if you look at the first one, we kind of talked about this yesterday. If you have log base a of 1 equals 0, if you would do the counterclockwise exponential form, you would get a to the 0 equals 1. Same thing with number 2. Log base a of a equals 1 because a to the first equals a. Anything to the power of 1 equals itself. So a to the 1 equals a. Number 3 would be the same counterclockwise rotation. It says log base a of a to the x equals x because a to the x equals a to the x. And then number 4, you have a to the log base a of x equals x. And number 5, this is the one-to-one property that we used in the last section. So if log base a of x equals log base a of y, then x equals y. So if you have the same base, you can set the x and y equal to each other. It was just like last section when we had the exponents you could set equal to each other. Okay, so we're just going to use the properties to solve for x. I have a couple examples. Some of these are very easy. So if you look at these two, you have log base 16 of 1 equals x, and you're trying to figure out what x is. So if you would use the counterclockwise rotation, you would have 16 to the x equals 1. And this would be the first property. So 16 to the what power equals 1, and that would be 0. Okay, number 2, log base 42 of 42 equals x. If you would do the counterclockwise rotation, you would have 42 to the x equals 42. This is property 2 that we just talked about. Anything to the 1 power will get you 42. Okay, number 3, log base 13 of 13 to the 10th equals x. Again, if you just do the counterclockwise rotation, 13 to the x equals 13 to the 10th. And if you're trying to figure out what x is, you have your bases as being the same, so x can equal 10. So that was property number 3. Okay, here's property number 4. So you have 18 log base 18 of 3 equals x. The property is a to the log base a of x equals x. So if you try and just match up what the x would equal here, you have the same thing here. So x equals 3. And then finally, this is the one-to-one property. So if the bases are the same, you have the 2 as being the same. You can set the numbers equal to each other. So x plus 3 equals 5. And then you just have to solve that for x. And x equals 2. Okay, and then here's another one. Log base 4 of x squared equals log base 4 of 64. Your bases are the same. So you can set the numbers equal to each other. So x squared equals 64. Remember, if you have an x squared, that means you have to have two answers. So you would take the square root and you would end up getting 8. But remember, you can also have -8. So there would be your two answers. So there was a very quick video on the properties. You just have to do page 376, numbers 25 to 32 for homework, and it is just talking about the different properties and using those to solve.